Do you have really dark hair and you've always wanted to bleach it? This video is for you. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in the safest way possible to get you the best transformation. Let's get into it! By far, the most requested thing that I ever get asked on my YouTube channel, on my TikTok, and on my Instagram is how to bleach pitch black hair to get it super light. Actually, it's literally just how to bleach dark hair. You guys non-stop want to see what it's like to bleach very dark hair. Given that my own hair is quite light, today we're going to be bleaching this pitch black dark hair. As you can see, this hair is actually a level 4, making it very dark. The first thing I'm going to say to anyone who is expecting platinum, lower your expectations. Taking pitch black hair or near black hair to a very light color is a minimum 10-hour transformation, an extremely complex procedure, and has about 50 million ways that it can go wrong. If you have this color hair and you want a transformation, this is not going to be your goal today. We're aiming somewhere for here. In my experience, whenever I worked with both my own clients and with my different hairstyles, whenever you have a very dark base, you don't want the contrasting color to be exceptionally light unless that is what you're going for, like a color block. Especially if you're concerned about things like grow out, roots, or highlights. When you have very dark hair, the next color that you should go for is a color that is between 3 to 5 shades lighter. That means that I want to take my hair somewhere between a 6 and a 7. That's exactly what we're going to do. Because I'm working with around 24 inches worth of hair, not necessarily something I would recommend you do for yourself. Keep in mind, this hair has taken years and years to grow out. If it's virgin hair, great. If it's not virgin hair, meaning it's dyed, it's going to be a complex procedure to get it all even. And if you're going in with something like box dye, let's say, one box is literally not going to cut it. You're going to need minimum 4 boxes, if not 5, for this length and thickness of hair. And it's also going to be very difficult to avoid things like banding, patches, or just unevenness in general. So here's what I'm recommending. Instead of going for a full out head transformation, today I'm actually going to be going for a money piece, hairline piece lightening. This is when only the hair around the hairline or the temples are lightened, and it gives enough of a transformation to be recognizable, instant, and has enough wow factor, but is limited enough to not damage the whole hair, and it gives you a bit of a taster if you've never done something like this before. It is by far one of my favorite hair dyeing technique applications because it is simple, easy, but extremely effective because your hairline is the very first thing people notice. That's what we're doing today. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to section out the hair. If you have this hair color, this is a stunning hair color, but I can understand how it can sometimes be extremely overpowering, and maybe we want a bit of change. This is the hair that I'm going to be bleaching today, plus all of this floating baby hair. The reason that I'm going for just this section is that, as you can see, hair is pulled up. This hair still is extremely evident, like it is present. It is going to be enough of a change that is going to be noticeable, but because it's such a limited amount of hair, it's not going to put our whole hair in damage, and it's going to give us a lovely teaser and enough of satisfaction without breaking the bank, taking too long, or damaging too much hair. Now, if you have virgin hair, meaning you've never ever had any chemical processes done to your hair, you could lighten your hair with literally just a regular hair dye and a high enough oxidation. But if you've done literally any chemical process or actively dyed your hair with anything before, you're going to need to go in either with a color remover or bleach. This is what I'm going in with today. Now I'm actually going to be using Schwarzkopf because this is the most reliable bleach out there on the market. I've been using it for years, and this product is available only to licensed professionals. I know. Lucky for you, there are so many different options on the market. This is one by Splat. This one is a very good bleach. Arctic Fox have their own bleach, and most likely some beauty supply store next to you is going to have. So luckily you do have some options. If you get a box dye like this, it's going to come ready-made with a developer included. But if you get a powder like this, you're going to need your developer with it. What the is developer. A better name for developer is activator, and that has a much more clear definition of what this product does. Bleach on its own is literally just a powder. It's ammonia, meaning it's not really going to do much. So we need to add something like this to actually activate the product and get a chemical reaction going. What happens is, this being H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, as the chemical reaction starts, one of the oxygen atoms breaks off from the mixture, oxygen is released, and the process starts inflating the hair and going in and taking out pigment. Now, there are actually a lot of different volumes on the market at the moment. If you're contemplating going in with 40 volume developer on your pitch black hair, don't do it, throw it away. If you're contemplating going in with 30 volume on your pitch black hair to lighten your hair, don't go for it, throw it away. The best developer to use on any hair is 20 volume when you're doing your own hair. You have to think of developers kind of like heat settings on your oven when you're baking a cheesecake. 40 volume, going to burn it, and it's going to leave the inside soggy, raw, uncooked, and the whole thing is wasted. 30 volume is the milder version of that. 20 volume is nice and even. If you're baking a cheesecake, you need a low temperature for a consistent amount of time. Low and slow. So our magic formula today is going to be our Schwarzkopf Blonde Me Bleach and 20 volume developer. We might need to repeat this process. It's fine. It's the healthiest alternative for black hair. Let's get mixing. Where's the scooper? This really isn't a lot of hair, so I'm going in with 40 grams of bleach. And then the volume ratio that I like going in with when it comes to bleach is 1 part bleach to 1.5 parts developer. So in this case, I'm going in with 60 grams 20 volume developer. It's a reliable formula. This is what we should be looking at. And now we mix it with our spatula. Hairdressing is a lot like cooking. There are ratios, there are recipes, there are utensils, heat settings. Cooking has slightly less toxic products. I haven't bleached hair in so long. I'm kind of proud I stopped bleaching my hair, I'm not gonna lie. The end mixture should look something like this. Pudding-like texture that has no dry bubbles. Should kind of look like cake frosting. Do not eat it, highly toxic. Here with me, I also have some foil. You can use regular aluminum foil that you can get in your kitchen, but today I'm going to be using Framar's one because it is nice and thin, but you cut it however long you need. Handy, I like it. And obviously, look how it's looking. If you watched my last video, you'll know why these have developed even more purple things, but today we're going in with bleach. If you're new to the channel, this is my hair dye brush. It was once white, slowly it's gathering color, and I absolutely love her. I am going to be linking it in the description box below. Use code YouTube15 for 15% off. I'm working this bleach in sections. So I'm just separating this half, and this is going to be my very first section. As Brand Mondo will tell us, don't apply the bleach on your roots. I like to work with a towel on my lap just in case I need to wipe my hands into anything, and also to prevent the bleach from always religiously falling on my pants. The secret to bleach is that it has to be very saturated and coat the hair completely. If there's an area that might not have the 10 times the amount of bleach, it might not give an even lift. So we are coating, spreading, coating again. Because we're working with such a small section, this is probably the easiest way to blend and apply and blend again. And that's it. Section 1 done. Wipe your hands. Now we're moving to the next section. Because this is the thickest section, I'm actually going to split this. Okay, now that I've done half my hair and I showed you the proper way to bleach the hair, apply it and blend it, and I don't feel guilty on my conscience, now it's time to break some rules. It wouldn't be a Stella channel without it. I call this mass distribution. It's really fun. I wonder if doing it like this will bleach all the colors out of my brush. I hope not. If you want the bleach to be more blended, doing it like this is one of the best ways to do that, because you can see there's not as much application. It's applying less product. But that's not what we want. We also really don't necessarily want this or getting it anywhere near the eye. So actually, do not do this, guys. Boom, baby! And just the time that it took for me to do this, my hair is already so much lighter on this side. It's me. It's been about 10 minutes and this thing is lifting so quickly. We can already see it's proper golden. So I'm not just going to touch up my roots. I'm not going to go all the way down to the very, very root because I wouldn't mind the tiniest hint of existent color. So I'm more just dabbing. I'm gonna go clean my face. I was going to cover it with foil, but honestly it is processing so quickly that I might just let this completely process in open air, keeping it obviously saturated with bleach. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you how we're going to tone it because this is not going blonde. 3, 2, 1. 15 minutes later and we are 3 shades lighter. This hair actually lifted so quickly, completely took me by surprise, but I'm actually so happy with the end result. So now it is time to tone it because this is not where I want to leave it. I have never tried this color right here, 6491 dark blonde beige violet from the Schwarzkopf Agora collection. I've gone ahead and mixed it up together with 10 volume developer because I'm literally looking just to deposit this, and I'm going to be applying it on wet hair just because I want a quick little tone on tone action, and then we're going to see how it looks. So let's get into it. I'm going to let this process for 10 to 20 minutes. I'm going to keep an eye on the color and see basically how it's looking. And then I'm gonna wash it off, and then I'm hoping to be left with a gorgeous chocolate transformation, giving a little to the hair without damaging it at all. 3, 2, 1. Our final transition. Don't worry, we're gonna make it look better. And this is our beautiful money piece. So this is how the hair is looking after we gave it a beautiful money piece bleaching and toned it with the most beautiful chocolate toner. I love this so much. As you can see, the money piece and in general the hairline lightening gives the hair such a beautiful face framing effect because it is bringing a lightness to where otherwise it would have been very, very dark hair. But I'm loving this beautiful contrast that it has with the dark hair everywhere else. I think it is such a stunning, stunning color combination because it's noticeable enough that you're gonna be like, okay, there's a transformation, but it's not like, oh my God. Absolutely divine. As you can see, the hair is in absolutely stunning condition. Like everything is so incredibly shiny. There is no breakage anywhere. There's no dryness, dullness, or anything of the sort because everything that we used was kept to a minimal. And even in terms of like brightness, that is why it is so complimenting because we literally only lifted it 3 shades, but it's enough of a difference to have an impact. I'm actually so impressed with this. I'm so in love with this. Like I knew what I wanted, that I knew kind of what I would have in mind, but it is such a different kind of circumstance when you actually try it and you get the desired effects. I just gave it a very, very kind of quick blowout moment. It's got like this beautiful tiger stripe moment, but obviously one of the benefits that you have when you do a hairline lightening is that if I wanted to just lift all the hair back, I would have this stunning contrasted moment between the hair that I pulled up versus the hair everywhere else. So if I, let's say, wanted to go for like a quick little messy bun or anything of the sort, there's this kind of a discrepancy between the two. If I then wanted to hide it a tiny bit, then I can simply just wear the hair down. Mind you, it was not blow dried at all to be like this, but the hair does tend to then just disappear. I think this hair would actually look insane if I would have done this exact process all over the hair, because this color brown is actually so incredibly flattering. I'm actually a bit pissed that I didn't do it, but at the same time, it is such a gentle transformation, but that the entire integrity of the hair is not compromised at all. And yet we still have a transformative process. So if you have super dark hair and you want something new to try, give this transformation a go, because it is going to be such a fun process. And the best part is you can go for any other color after this. You can go for reds, purples, and even a bit of pinks. All of the products that I used are going to be linked down in the description box below so that you can recreate this exact one. And I would highly recommend using a very similar technique if your hair is similar to this. I do want to say that this hair is super fine, which is obviously much more prone to damage. So this formulation is exactly perfect if you have very thin or fine hair. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and join the Stellar fam. Let's learn a thing or two together. And this month is all about the art of hair transformation when it comes to coloring. So if you have any suggestions, leave them down below. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll give it a go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, babies.